The numbers don't lie.
Neither does my penis, motherfucker.
Welcome to Real.
Wait. Hold on.
Please don't.
I don't
want to be here anymore.
Hold on. Let me start over. Okay. So if Idiocracy was like personified as a female, and I saw her across the bar, do you guys want to hear the pickup line that I'd use?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey baby, are you Sabrina Carpenter? Because you got me thinking nonsense. Okay, welcome to Real, everyone.
Wait, hold.
Literally, no one got that joke.
I know Sabrina Carpenter's song and nonsense, but why are you listening to Sabrina Carpenter?
Don't ask questions.
Bro, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about this man.
Don't ask questions.
She's like 12, bro.
She was in Girl Meets World.
She was 12, bro.
I know.
Don't.
But it's fine.
No, Eric. No.
I'm a libertarian.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, as you can see.
You can't do that like the week after calling out libertarians and telling them to
I'm a grifter. We got returning guests. We got returning guests to the show.
I'm Ralph.
And I'm Ray.
All right, this is going to get really confusing. It's not, but we can act like it does.
Yeah. Oh man, they don't have visuals either. This is gonna be great.
Even if they did have visuals, they wouldn't be able to
really.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay. Anyways, we watched Idiocracy this week.
We did.
We sure did.
Realistically, the discussion of the movie is going to be about 15 minutes.
That's true.
I think the actual conversation that we are going to have about this movie is going to go into much darker places after we are done.
Namely eugenics.
Sure.
That's kind of the propaganda that this shit was about.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, okay. So it's a movie about like the dumbest normal guy and a prostitute.
No,
Did
the
you not
most
get
average of average guys.
But he wasn't average.
Did
though.
no one get he was an average Joe? His name was Joe.
Sure.
His
but
name was not sure.
Listen, but this is the problem, right? Yes, he is supposed to be like the most average human being. Like he is not succeeding in anything. He's not excelling.
Young Joe Biden.
He is really fucking stupid, though. Like he is below average in intelligence because it's like
Talk about a man who can't read a room. Like it took him half of the movie to find out that he was actually just that much smarter than everyone else. Like even like when he sort of caught on in the prison, it's like, dude. Every interaction that you have had with everyone here and all of the media and all of the machines and all of the ads, dude, come on. Everything has XXX in it. Fucking Starbucks is giving out handies.
Okay, so wait, hold on, time out. There was that one chicken place that says bucket of chicken plus full service, and I fucking died. I'm like, okay, that is straight up some Charlie Parker shit, where you're like eating a bucket of fried chicken, getting a blowy in the back of a limo. That's insane.
Literally.
That is actually something that happened.
They should have called it chicken on a stick, bro.
No, like, okay, sure. We'll talk about the
Chicken
liberation of
stick.
jazz after this. Shout outs to Ryan Gosling.
Oh God.
I was gonna. So like the thing that I was like thinking about the whole time, like you were saying, like it takes him a long time to figure out that he's like shit's on a dumb. So like
an obscenely long time.
But to like, well, he doesn't figure out that in this future the people that are so stupid that there's no time machine. Of course, there's no time machine.
Yeah,
that's the part.
The part where I'm like, no, you're from the future.
Yeah,
like you got it. Mm-hmm. The most gullible man on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Cannot believe that.
I think that's it. He's the smartest, but he is the most gullible.
Yeah.
That
which really says something about like everyone else in that movie.
I love how every single chair is just a toilet in that universe. Every single sofa
Honestly,
is just
super
Dude, I can't believe that Disney stole this to make WALL-E.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Don't you start. Don't you start. Ralph said the same thing.
I said the exact same thing.
Well, yeah, the parallels are pretty in your face.
Wait.
And okay, no, it makes sense because like there's no more fresh food, so everybody's basically just licking lard out of a fucking tub.
Yeah.
Well, let's give them some credit. They're just grabbing it by the handful or a taste at a time, like a finger, just a little scoop.
Oh God.
It's not. It's not
gross.
It's
this whole movie.
This whole movie feels like the gas station bathroom in like Pensacola.
Ew.
What a specific but accurate choice.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No,
You
right?
can
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
because it's like the second that he like walks out of the pod and out of dude's house and he's outside, you just get smacked in the face with the fucking cinematic, hey, we're in Mexico yellow filter.
Yeah, I love how everybody. So one, this movie was made like what 17 years ago.
17 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
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 So a lot of the language definitely problematic.
Ooh.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
language
My
was
favorite part of the movie.
the language. The language got me
Yeah.
intrigued.
Sure.
I'll say.
Look,
Because it was the main thing that they kept shouting at the main character
Yes.
over and over.
Over and it's like it's because he's using words like concise. And everybody's like
Everybody's like, wow.
it's like
Look at
wow,
this
you're such a
fruitcake.
fucking twink.
He was just like, he literally was like, excuse me. And they're like, oh.
It's like, oh my god, look at this pompous little asshole. It's
we all don't want to say the word. We're all like,
Yeah, we're
We
trying to-
all know what the word is.
Yes,
If you're listening
yes.
to this, you know what
Yeah.
the word
Yeah.
is.
Happy
Okay?
Pride, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what? You're an absolute
good job,
dick
Good
for
job.
having us watch this during Pride.
At some point in time, this movie was going to be the birdcage for like a real Happy Pride. But yeah,
No.
Do you know what? Like
I picked this.
This is
and,
my penance for making y'all do Uncle Drew. This
Yep.
is my penance.
This was not nearly as bad as Uncle Drew. What were you saying?
It's like the part about the whole movie that I was kind of like upset about was that the premise is such a good idea, but the story is so boring
Okay.
and it wasn't like executed well. Because you know what I mean, like the idea that like
let's round back to that topic at the end because
okay.
that's going to get into a really that's going to get into discussions and let's just go
Yeah,
through the actual fucking plot of the movie.
Oh,
okay?
right.
Like
Yeah.
let's just go through the
Right.
plot of
we
the
didn't
movie and
even
we can
start
talk
at the
about
beginning.
execution.
We already just skipped
It's
a bunch
fine.
of shit.
So
it's fine.
it's
We're
fine.
doing fine.
Owen Wilson's brother fucking gets trapped in like a pelican case that was designed
I
by
think
the
you
US.
mean not Steve Carell.
No, it literally is.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
his brother.
actually Owen Wilson's brother?
Yes.
Why does he
Yes.
look like
Yes.
Steve Carell?
He
Right,
doesn't.
He doesn't.
He
looks-
kinda does.
No.
Yeah.
But okay,
He
anyways,
looks like
they
Owen
have
Wilson's
like
brother.
these pelican cases that were designed to fit like a whole ass body
Yes.
by the
Government.
the United States Army.
No, can we talk
And then it
about
got
can we talk
bulldozed
about
to be
the
a
general that,
Fuddruckers?
that
Yes.
did this because
Yo, he
had the time of
was
his life.
the realest person. Because if you gave me government funding, you bet your fucking ass I'm going whoring. Like, come on.
Oh my god, the photo montage
Like
of him becoming a pimp,
like
was
completely
so funny.
mandated horse.
Yeah, like what? If you're gonna give me a budget of like $30 billion to go do fuck all in the Middle East, I'm taking at least $1 million to go blow it in Vegas. Like, fuck you. You're an
Wait.
idiot.
In the
You don't-
Middle East, just go to Dubai and blow it there.
No, dumbass.
Dubai wasn't a thing in 2006.
Bro,
Oh,
we're
yeah, I
never
guess you're
going
right.
to touch Saudi Arabia. They're our friends. We don't care that they oppress people. What the fuck?
Fair.
Yeah, they're the wrong type of brown people for us to be blown up. Shut the god damn it. Fuck. Okay, anyways, if you're going to give me $30 billion, yeah, I'm definitely going to go spend at least $1 million in like Reno.
I like how
fuck
it
off.
kept progressing too. Like they lock him in to like do the whole experiment. He's locked away after this whole slideshow of like, all right, dude, we get it, and it's like a full minute of skipping slides because they're all him with the whores and the pimps and everything else.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Upgrade,
Upgrade,
and Co.
The,
and then
the dopest name. For,
Yeah.
The best character in this
pimp.
whole thing.
yeah, 100%.
way better than a pimp named Slickback.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pin name upgrade.
but like they lock him away. They start the experiment, and then it cuts to him right before he gets arrested, and he's just like checking out his gold tooth because like
Yeah.
once you go black, I guess he never went back. He just went all in. That dude, and like
There is like a severe lack of black people here, and like no one can check it.
I
Yeah.
know. Like Rafa and I can't co-op that.
No, dude,
we really
we
can't.
can't.
tell me that's not how he was phrasing it. That is
No.
exactly how he
No,
described
no.
it.
Pimps can be any color, Jesse.
No, I get it, but like I mean the
Shout outs to the
lifestyle.
homie Andrew Tate.
See, exactly.
Well, Andrew Tate is
Actually,
half
no,
black.
even better.
He is?
Shout outs
Yeah.
to our old basketball coach. Ain't that right?
Ooh,
Yeah, wait, hold up. Was this like a what?
Yeah.
No,
so
go
our so when we were in grade school, our basketball coach, not when we were in grade
no
school.
last
it was
name
like,
given.
Yes, but in like about a decade ago, I think.
We were in high school and we saw the headline that he got arrested at O'Hare for pimping.
Yeah.
Yo, shout outs to the Archdiocese. Y'all really be out here, bro. Y'all ain't never keep people in check.
Y'all know how to hire.
That's why like 30-year-old converts still want to be.
Oh no. He wasn't. He didn't work for the Archdiocese.
Oh my God!
No,
Every
no,
person
no.
that comes to convert, like they all exact 100%.
Yeah, it's like if you're fucking 40 and you're like, oh man, I'm a born again Catholic. No,
What if he was just like
touch a boy?
What if he was just like the fucking Filipino R. Kelly?
you have a golden smile.
Oh God!
Yeah, what the
Dude,
No,
no. He was
You know-
just the Filipino R. Kelly.
No,
He was
no.
going out there and just like, let me bring you back to
was
America.
he actually Filipino?
Yeah.
Yes,
oh,
he
that's
was.
so sick. I love that it's like equal opportunity fuck shit.
Yeah.
You know, instead of
He
like
did.
the
Like,
instead
he
of like the
wasn't an
big fur
employee.
coat, he had like the matching sweatsuit, like Puma,
He-
like the full
Yeah.
Pumas. Yeah, you know,
He did look like a Filipino Andrew Tate.
he was completely
like a little
bald.
bit.
Did. Except he was like 6'3".
Yes.
Skinny,
and-
6'3" and bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yo, human trafficking is not a joke, but that was really funny. Like specifically Andrew Tate going to jail. I should
Yes.
definitely add context to that.
Oh yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, I'm
Again, too,
Yeah.
right? Isn't he getting arrested again? Or
I don't
some
know,
other
but like
shit?
he's such a little bitch. I
No,
love
he's
it.
He
an
is.
He's like,
absolute
oh man, he only fed me one meal. I'm like, bitch, that's some people's diets. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like the most yassified fucking manosphere. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Dude,
my cigars.
Yeah, just repackage as intermittent fasting and pander it to your fucking
it's like,
fan base.
yeah, god damn it. Okay, let's move on with the.
We
we
have
took
to.
enough of a detour.
Oh,
So-
my
Yes, we
God.
did.
So he puts in the gold tooth. He gets arrested. The whole place gets fucking bulldozed over to become a Fuddruckers,
yeah,
which stood standing for at least 200 years.
Yes.
yeah,
Amazing.
the most. It is the most stable chain of chain
Yes.
restaurants.
Yes.
I have only seen one and have been to one once.
I have never been inside of a Fuddruckers.
They put eggs on burgers.
Ah, okay, that's
Okay, hold on.
Very,
You know
very
how
good.
like people have like the pumps for like ketchup?
Mm-hmm.
They had one for cheese.
That.
And they
yeah,
had-
no,
no,
that
no,
is-
no, no.
that is the great American.
No, here's
chain.
the thing, Eric. They had another one of cheese with jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That doesn't change anything.
No. I'm just.
It's just American.
It's
Like,
Tex-Mex.
can you fucking imagine like
What
a
did you call it?
Fuddruckers-
It's Tex-Mex.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
I need you to think about what you're gonna say next. Okay, you have a really bad habit of saying some fuck shit on recording. So I'm gonna need you to chill real quick. I need you to think real hard about the next words that come out of your mouth.
Say it, Ro.
I thought you said
Think
FlexMex, and I was like,
Okay.
what the-
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Nah, he changed
Flex
it.
Mex.
It was definitely a slur in there.
He changed it. Yeah, motherfucker was trying to throw it. Like, you were having a real Tanner moment right there, man. You're having a real Tanner
You're
moment.
trying to be Tapatio.
I hear that's a-
You end up being Tanner.
Isn't that like that's a pretty prominent profession out in India, isn't it? Like actually like tanning.
But it
don't
wouldn't be.
think we have tanners out there. Also, I thought you meant pimps. I thought we were still on pimps. I was like,
Okay.
No, we
"Oh,
definitely
sure."
do.
I was like, oh, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely do.
Surely
You-
you do.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Shout outs to Modi.
The OG pimp in India.
You fucking dare.
Yo, he
Yo,
pimped. He
he's so
pimped the
dope.
whole system, bro.
He's
He
so
pimped.
dope. He's so dope.
Oh my
he's
God.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's the best. Yo, I love censorship.
Did
We're tagging Modi
he's
in
like-
this.
Yeah, hashtag free Modi, hashtag free India.
Watch out. He might invalidate your currency.
That's fine. My currency is the U.S. dollar. You invalidate this shit, the entire world collapses. Let's go. Acceleration
Oh,
is
God.
Nah, bro, you
like
can't-
the movie.
You can't invalidate something that's already on a faith-based system.
Yeah. Oh man.
So they're buried for years.
They're buried
Centuries.
Okay,
Centuries.
So like Jeff Wilson and Maya Rudolph.
Jeff Newsroom.
Yeah, Jeff Newsroom. Okay. Anyways, okay, the movie opens up. The first thing that you see is like this weird kind of like documentary thing, talking to a very smart couple that are like college educated. They all have IQs above 100, and then another that is like
60.
your stereotypical like
Like
from
redneck.
fucking
The
like
deep
deep
south.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they're
yeah.
living in the boonies essentially.
They are the
yeah.
boonies. pretty much.
The
Yeah.
Booney like trailer park.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like you literally see the
they're
trailers.
It's like they're in Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
Like they live in Effingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that family was huge.
Yeah, and so it's like the smart people were constantly worrying about their own their career and all of this shit, and then the dumb people were like, "Well, we don't know what condoms are," and then like they just kept on knocking people up.
Yep.
And then so the family tree grew to great heights.
Even
Very,
after
very deep roots.
even after an ATV accident, where he almost lost his balls,
He was screaming, "Hey, get your hands off my balls!" And I'm like, "Hey, man, do you, man? That's fine." I think his name was Coiner Jr. or some shit like that.
It was something dumb like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Effingham name. Yep. if your child's named Coiner Jr., he's probably joining the clan. I'm just putting that one out there.
Or the Marines and then the Klan.
Yeah, same thing. You're just doing clan shit overseas.
Yes, yeah.
So,
Sounded like them American soldiers at the end of that Iwo Jima movie.
Yeah, shout outs to the homie Clint. There's a lot of shout outs this
they are.
Yeah,
You guys
this
are,
episode.
Yeah, this
Because if we keep it about the movie, we're going to be done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like realistically, I do want to get the summary out of the way. So they're
Yeah,
buried
that's what I'm
underneath.
trying to
They're,
get
they're
to.
buried underneath like piles and piles of trash for
Yeah.
like 500 years. And
Because the
what
government
fuck was-
forgot.
yeah. What the fuck is what is his name? I know his
The
last name is
lawyer?
Wilson.
Oh, his name is
Oh.
Frito.
Joe
No,
Frito?
No. Frito's
Oh, the
the
main-
lawyer.
The
Is
main
it
character.
John
Make it-
Bauer?
Not
John,
sure.
John something. Yeah, John Bauer.
Bauer, I think?
John
Not
Bauer.
sure. Just not
Oh no,
sure.
Joe Bauer.
Joe Bauer. Okay,
Yeah.
so Joe Bauer falls into Dak Shepard's fucking apartment, and Dak Shepard is watching a show called Ow My Balls, which essentially TikTok content.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do want to point out that the show he's watching is only like 1/6 of the screen.
Yeah.
The rest of the screen is ads.
Borders. Like the entire rest of the screen is bordered in various advertisements, all just like flashing RGB borders around each individual ad, of which there has to be at least 20. And therefore, companies like Brondo, and then Buttfuckers, which is what
Fuddruckers
became over time, and all sorts of other just like bullshit. Carl's Jr., another big player.
Yeah,
I'm like trying to remember what happens next because he has to go to court.
Okay,
No,
so
he
essentially what happens is the world is in disarray because like dumb people just kept on having.
He breaks into the apartment, and then Dax
Well,
Shepard gets really mad.
He didn't break into the apartment. He like went through
the pod
window.
breaks in. He gets up from the pod.
But
and Dax
so
Shepard's like,
essentially,
"Shut up!"
essentially what happens is like
You're too
the
good at that
world
voice.
is in disarray because too many like we have bred out intelligence. Intelligence is no
Has
longer a
left
thing.
the gene pool.
And so Dak Shepard, the lawyer, Frito, is breaking. He's like, I told you to shut up, and then started. So when he stands up, that's how you see the toilet chair in the first place, and that was super sick. But
Pushes him out into the street. You get hit with the Mexico filter.
yeah,
And then he's looking around, seeing like the extra big ass fries machine and all that. And then he gets arrested when he's trying to like get the fries refilled by like reaching up into it or
No,
something.
he goes to the hospital
He
first.
goes to the hospital because he's like, "Yo, I'm freaking
right.
out."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Okay,
the
he's
drugs.
like, yeah, I think the drugs like the drugs I was on that put me to sleep. I think they're freaking me
Yeah,
out. So I
yeah.
gotta
And then
go.
so because he didn't have like a tattoo, he couldn't pay for the service.
Yeah.
and that's why he was getting
Who was that
arrested.
guy?
Justin
Justin
Long.
Long.
Where's he from?
Waiting. He was in Waiting. He was in Accepted. He's been in many
He's been in
movies.
What's that
Okay.
college movie that
Accepted.
he's in? No, that's what it's
Yes.
called. Okay,
Yes.
he's in Tusk.
He's in Tusk. We were just
In
talking
Tusk.
about.
You gotta watch Tusk, Jesse.
Okay.
A man turns another man into a walrus. I'll say nothing more. I will not elaborate.
Don't give me too many.
Okay, let's continue with the movie discussion.
So like the you notice in that scene, like it's the first of many times that people are like smoking cigarettes, and they are like huge. They are like
Yeah, they're
ginormous.
longer than hundreds.
They are. They're
Yeah.
like it's thick. It's,
Yeah.
It's like someone smoking a cigar and a half. Like every time they have a cigarette.
It's like the craziest self like pre-roll. It's insane.
And so like he gets frustrated once, like he starts shouting once he sees that it's 25:05 in front of the doctor.
Yeah. And like Justin Long comes in with the craziest line of dialogue with he just dropping the N-word.
Did he?
Did he?
Did he?
That was
I
him.
thought he
No. He
He dropped the F word a lot.
Who was the dude that dropped the N-word?
That was
It
that
was in the
researcher in the
hospital.
No,
it wasn't
no,
the scientist that he said, "Are y'all ready?"
Yes. Yes. Right before, yes. Okay. Right before Maya Rudolph and
They were like,
yes.
Right before the experiment starts.
The best.
Like,
Yeah,
are
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
ready, my neighbors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Amazing.
I paused it after that. Ray and I needed a minute.
Because like you can't see who the guy is, but it's like it's clear. Like I think
so
I'm
clear.
It's definitely like a white dude.
Wait,
Like-
is it the same? No, it was a separate researcher. I thought it was the same guy that went with Upgrade.
Oh no, not that guy. No.
That
No,
one,
it is
No.
the same guy.
is it?
Yeah.
No.
The gold tooth guy.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it is. That's why
Yeah,
he
it's
says
him.
it. Oh,
You just see him from
Okay,
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same general.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyways,
100%.
So
What, do all white
so
people
he
look the
couldn't
same to you
get
guys?
scanned.
yeah, and so he has to go. They put him
He-
on trial, I think.
They put him on trial, and the trial is the most Johnny Depp Amber Heard shit ever, where it just is a spectacle.
Yes.
It is an
Oh,
incredible
my God.
spectacle where like
Your Honor, I object.
no. The other side's like, just listen to how he talks, and you're just like,
Wah.
yeah.
I'm a little baby. I'll have a tattoo. And then Dax Shepard's like, I object, Your Honor. He also interrupted me watching. Ow, my balls. And the entire courtroom explodes in boos, just dropping the F-bomb that isn't the actual F-bomb. It's the pride
It's
F-bomb.
The pride
repeatedly.
it is. That was like, I don't know. That just felt like Twitter discourse.
It did.
Like that scene just felt like Twitter discourse. Okay, let's just get the fuck out of it. let's just get through the movie so
I
that
know.
we can actually have the conversation that I want to have.
My brain hurts going through this movie
Yes,
again. I'm
it
like,
really-
bro.
But okay,
Yeah.
so he like has to go. I don't know. He goes back to Frito's apartment and then.
Well,
like,
after he breaks out of jail.
Yeah.
You're gonna skip jail, man? Come on.
okay,
he does.
The jail scene is what, like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
how he
straight up-
does it?
Yeah, it's because he has. No, okay. First off, the
IQ.
intelligence test
Test.
was incredible.
If you have one bucket with 5 gallons in it, and you have another bucket with 2 gallons, how many buckets do you have? 2?
Like,
Correct.
But, yeah, the way that's worded too, I'm like, no, you could definitely get that wrong. That's straight
No,
up
no.
some like fucking like intelligence test that you used
No,
to
that
have
was-
to take
yeah,
in order
yeah,
to like vote.
If you had too much melanin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely like straight up taken from those tests.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That is
No,
what
like
that was.
real,
I-
like
I-
actual real life shit.
I know you're right, but man,
Yeah.
He sees a dude sitting on another dude's face, and he's like,
No.
I don't want any part of that. So then he walks up to a guard and goes, I'm actually supposed to be, like, leaving. And then the guard's like, okay, you're in the wrong line, dumbass. And then, like, he just gets out.
And then he hits the other dude who's like, yeah, man, I don't see you in the system. He's like, oh, no, I was just like, I was totally here.
Like, can
I
you
did
just
the whole
check?
thing.
You can check in the back and you
check
just
the,
Look behind you.
And-
Like, check those files real quick. And then he just fucking skedaddles.
the prison shoes were Crocs, and I'm amazed he ran
Yeah,
at that speed.
Well, okay, so
When you put 'em in sports
every
mode.
shoe in 2505 were Crocs.
Really?
Yeah.
Crocs wasn't a thing yet. When they were making this movie,
No, I'm
there
pretty
was-
sure Crocs were already.
no, like
They were.
it had not taken off yet.
Ah.
It was like a startup.
okay.
It was a startup that like no one had ever heard of. And like when the costume designer was like making this movie, they were like, I need to find something that looks fucking stupid. Like more than just a little stupid.
Yeah, it's because
Just
like,
for this
okay,
movie.
So people that like, okay, I wear Crocs. This is full disclosure, and I also definitely need to call my parents for permission to use household appliances. There's no shame in any of this.
How often do you put your Crocs in sport mode?
Always,
Always. They're always in sport
they're
mode.
always in sport. You never know when you need to get going. You know?
It's
Yeah,
make a quick escape.
yeah. Sometimes you just
Yes.
gotta go. You gotta go
It's-
fast.
Isn't sportsman always?
Do your Crocs have Sonic on them?
No, they have pine trees. Yeah.
Because he
No,
wants
like
to
I
go
said-
really fast into one after watching
so like
this
I said,
movie.
right? So Crocs are the shoes of individuals that need to call for an adult's assistance to like turn on a washing machine, because otherwise, like, they're gonna get hurt.
That was a lot of people in this movie. Just a lot of
that's
kids.
like
Yes.
literally all
Yeah.
of them except for like Maya Rudolph. Literally everybody except for
Right.
Maya Rudolph.
So we got to talk about her character in this movie because she was freaking hilarious.
She was an artist.
She was an artist.
Yeah,
she was a painter.
an artist.
She was a painter.
She was a painter.
Again, most gullible human being. So Maya Rudolph plays like a prostitute that was one of the girls that worked for Upgrade. The pimp
My
that
hero.
the general was hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we're gonna do that clarification. But anyways, so guy runs away. Guy escapes prison, right, and then goes to.
He gets catched by the police because they found out his IQ score is pretty high from the test. So they take him to the White House to
Well,
meet the
before
president.
that,
I mean,
We
like
can't-
none of it is that important.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
they
like-
go
so,
to Costco.
So they essentially run into Maya Rudolph because
right.
he like finds out that there is supposed to be a time machine.
And he wanted to like go back with her because she was also like
Yeah,
in
she
the
was
experiment.
tricked into like being a part of the
Yeah.
experiment. And then so
At some point in time, he got the tattoo with the name.
it was right
not
before he
sure.
went. It
Yeah,
was right before he
to
went
prison.
into
into prison or into the hospital.
into the prison.
Into
Okay.
prison, yeah.
Yeah.
And like that entire exchange was just like the dumbest thing. I'm like, okay, I get it. Haha, the joke is like but just shut the fuck up.
I just thought it was
People are like, you've been here for more than 4 hours. You should know how fucking stupid these people are at
For
this point.
real.
yeah,
Like, come on.
100%. Like man
This-
cannot
you,
read a
you
room.
You have like hospital clerks pressing Fisher Price buttons to like show you what
to diagnose you.
Yeah, like, and you're over here like trying to explain yourself to a machine that was built by these people. Like, what are you doing?
All voiced by Tom Kenny.
Dude, I love
Like,
that so much. I got
definitely
that
Tom
so
Kenny.
That
much.
was wild.
Oh my god! Brought to you by Carl's Jr. I'm like, oh my god, that fucking SpongeBob. Like the
For every machine
Uh,
in this movie.
I
Oh,
hope to God that is our future. It is SpongeBob AI
no,
for
you don't,
everything.
because that means
SpongeBob.
it's like he definitely got fucked and he's not getting paid.
Well, he'd be dead by 25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Well, they didn't pay anybody else. They didn't need to.
Yeah,
Right.
which is why you don't want that to be the future.
this is
Yo,
the part.
yo, let's bust up those unions.
Let's not.
Let's go ahead and bust up those
Okay.
unions real quick.
Or
The
So-
politics of this podcast are really confusing because if you can't like see past the bullshit and you like go past the memes, you have no idea where I stand. It is very, very concerning.
I think that's part of your charm. Like people, you can't pin you down.
Yeah.
You're kind of all over the place.
it's because you're a both sider.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, no,
Wait,
no, no,
okay,
no, no,
hold
no,
on.
no, 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 no.
Hold the fuck
You take
on.
all
No, no, no,
comers.
no, no, no.
You fucking take that back.
He is.
Holy shit, you take that back. That is the most offensive thing you have ever said to me.
He plays for both teams. I'm confused.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Nice, bro.
You're more like an
Nice.
elementary particle. We can't like observe your stance.
Shut the. Oh my god. Ah.
Did he
God.
just-
Now
Bring
you
this-
get why they're like that in the future. You just proved your point.
The
You
look.
want to say it.
say it.
Say it. Here, I'll give you the pass.
Real fucking Tanner hours. Over here. I don't need your slurs. I make my own.
Tanner's for him. You got to come up with a new one for
No.
me.
No. Tanner is all encompassing.
He just said you're not worth it.
Oh,
Damn.
You're like an electron, bro. That was you just now.
yeah.
Okay, the fucking move on. Okay, I'm losing my shit right now. I've got like, oh god, there's no one to back me up either. Fuck my shit up. Dove Cameron, please help.
You think Dove
Seriously.
Cameron's gonna save you?
I hope so.
She
Dude,
loved. This is her favorite movie.
okay, maybe, but.
You
Yo,
don't
Cameron,
know.
let's both sign up for a governmental secret program. You know, I want to be the smartest person in the universe.
I think I don't want that. I want to be the dumbest person alive.
Ah, okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah. Unironically, I think that if I am the smartest person alive, We're not
Existential crisis.
worst,
I understand.
Worst thing that could ever happen to the planet.
Dude, I feel that way about driving.
I think you might like immediately kill yourself if you felt you were like the smartest person like on the planet.
Yeah, because it also depends on like how dumb everybody else is.
Like how
you know?
the difference, like the margin between
Because it's like, okay, if the separation is like 10 IQ points, it's like, okay, I can logic a little bit better than these people. But like everybody can like function. I don't need to like plug in electric appliances for them.
But what if like they went full monk? They are full monk and you're like, I can't do it.
Like if I was the smartest person in like the Idiocracy world,
Yeah.
nah, I'm driving off a cliff. Like find me.
There's plenty, and they're all made of garbage.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're all made
find
of
me
garbage.
their version of like Mount Trashmore and just let me go off.
This is the part of the movie
I
was
think
like,
theirs is much more of a mount than ours is.
it was kind of, this is the part I was kind of talking about, because some of the imagery they used for this like a future was kind of cool, like the trash mountain with the fucking avalanche in the beginning.
Yeah.
The desolation of like a barren city, because they wouldn't be developing the city; it'd be kind of empty.
And then,
like the big ass Costco.
The disposal
Yeah.
shit was like hilarious because I'm like, yeah, we don't know what we're doing with our garbage.
Yeah.
Like, how are
Yeah.
we expecting those guys to?
Yeah. But the Costco was fucking
Costco was
mind
wild.
My
Costco was
favorite aesthetic was when he looks out the window in the hospital and you just see like two buildings held up together with like bungee cord.
Yeah.
It's just like they're tied together with big ass bungee cord, and I'm like, no, that's literally just all of Florida's architecture. Like it is that sturdy.
Yep.
I heard and I read this somewhere that in order to like get some of the background scenes, they filmed in Florida on location, and they didn't change a damn thing.
Oh, for
they
sure.
They didn't have to
Yeah.
add any
You
effect.
did not. No, absolutely not. You
Yeah.
go to Mississippi and Florida.
Like,
That's all
literally,
you need.
Yeah, really. Really.
I
Easy
just thought
money.
it was really cool how like Georgia, like, you know, to remember this movie, just did an Idiocracy to their highway.
I also love how Georgia just did to Idiocracy. Like they did an Idiocracy to their police department. Shout outs to Cop
Oh
City.
yeah.
They built
That got
the mega
greenlit.
Costco.
Except it's for cops.
Yeah.
Costco.
No, and so like the thing is like okay, so they go to this big ass Costco. This is right before
There's a
Joe.
fucking plane crash in
Yeah,
it.
it's
No
like-
one's doing
it's
anything
right
about
before,
it.
It's right before like Joe ends up going to the White House, where he becomes like Secretary of Interior, which I don't fucking know what that is. I don't.
No
even,
one does.
But so
No one
this
did.
Costco is like what we would consider like a Walmart, right? Like one of our Walmart superstores is what that Costco is.
It was much bigger than that.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, because it's like it's supposed to take you an hour to get across the fucking thing on foot,
Yeah,
right?
no, not very walkable.
But like inside, shut the fuck up. I have had enough of your shit today.
Oh my god, that was so real. That was so real.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god,
Well, I mean, like, it's gotta be.
this is insane.
There was a shuttle inside the Costco, so it was pretty walkable.
Yeah. I mean, it was a
There
train.
wasn't there?
It was a whole ass train.
From Costco
but-
to the White House.
But so on the inside, you have like all of these small shops where like you find out. Well, okay. So first off, Joe is like, "Oh man, I need like a Starbucks, right?" And then Frito goes, "Oh man, we don't have time for
not
hand
gonna
jobs."
stop for a hand job.
Yeah.
And like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I mean at the prices that we're paying these days for a fucking latte, yeah, that better get me a fucking hand job.
How much do you pay for lattes?
It's like $8 at a Starbucks, you asshole. What are you saying?
I don't get coffee places, so I'm like, is a hand job really like $1.25 or like $3?
Dude, there's nowhere that you can get coffee for $1.25.
Well, I get really good hand jobs.
Wait, okay, are you offering handies for coffee? Is that what's happening?
It's
like
a
you're,
very
you're
good-
rolling up on a Dunkin', being like, yo, I got magic hands, and then like,
It's real good business. I haven't slept in 3 days.
ah.
My wrist hurts.
Okay, so inside of the Costco, there is like a bunch of other like random shops that are open that are all like weirdly sexual. Like every single food place also offers some form
Some
of
of
sexual
sex.
gratification.
Well, Ron, like we talk about how the fact that every time they talked about how much things cost, they were always like a huge price. Like his bill at the hospital was like $2 billion or something.
Well, I mean,
like
when Maya Rudolph pulls out like the first doll, it's a $10 billion bill.
yeah, exactly.
Because like that's literally.
With like
Yeah.
a kid from the Goonies on it,
Yeah.
or some shit.
But okay, so like you were talking about Cop City, but my whole thing is like the reason why Costco in this movie kind of represents Cop City in Atlanta is because like you have Coke, McDonald's, all of these corporations sponsoring Cop City because Atlanta is a hub for major corporations. Everybody kind of has like everybody's checks gets mailed out from there. Everybody's checks mails into there for major corporations. So like these companies are offering sponsorships to Cop City in order to like be the main supplier of food, be the main supplier of beverages. For like Lockheed Martin, a lot of it is like, oh, we're gonna give you weapons and shit like that. So that's the similarity to the Costco in this world,
Except
where you
in
can
Costco,
literally get
it's just
everything.
handies.
Yeah, and you get a
And
larger
blowies.
dude. You get a larger dude telling you that he loves you.
Yes.
Welcome to Costco.
All
I
about
love
Yeah,
you.
the greeter.
oh, that guy, right?
Yeah,
I was
welcome
like,
to Costco. I love you.
Welcome to Costco.
I
I love you. I like how like those two, like 3-4 word sentences just like make him sound winded.
Yeah,
That was my favorite part. You had to take the breath in between.
but so they get stopped. They get stopped by
cops.
They get stopped by cops because like his barcode gets scanned at some point, and then,
Dude, the way it always got scanned too. He just like his hands go up like, what do you mean? And then like some random fucking camera somewhere just beep, beep, and you're like, what the fuck was that? Like
It's
the quick
stupid.
cuts were amazing.
But-
Cinematic gold.
See, this is the thing. He enjoyed this movie like kind of unironically. This is how I know he's.
Did
the
you
dumb
wait?
guy.
Did you really?
Originally,
Oh,
It's one of those really like juvenile.
oh
movies,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
the definition.
But
yeah,
it's
you'd like find this funny if you're like 12.
yeah,
Yeah. And like I guess 2006 was really that different, you know? Like I don't remember can we okay. Fuck. Okay, so he gets to the White House and meet the president.
oh, right. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that's what we're supposed to
Yeah.
be doing. Right.
Yeah.
He gets to the White House and he's like,
Meets
I
the
want.
president.
He wants to be. The president wants him to be Secretary of Interior.
And the president is Terry
Terry
Crews in
It's
a
Terry
wig.
Crews, yes.
Yep.
And
his brother is the Secretary of Education.
and he is just
is
slobbering on himself.
Yep.
He is
Bugged
just
the fuck
drooling
out.
all over himself. He is Ron DeSantis.
He really is. He's just shooting guns the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like shooting guns, screaming homophobic slurs at people.
Yeah.
I don't think he said a word. I don't think he can talk.
He moaned it.
He moaned. He moaned a
moaned
slur.
it.
You can
He
moan a
moaned it.
slur.
And then the kid was Secretary of Defense.
right. I forgot he was the.
If everybody was that stupid, wars wouldn't exist. Putting that out there.
The what's a resource?
Do you remember like in that? Remember like there's a scene where they like blow up his car and they're like, "Urgh," they're like ooga booging around like the car. So I don't
Dak
think so.
Shepard was like, "Oh yeah, man."
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
wait,
he's like
wait,
fucking.
Joe was like, "Dude, that's your car." He's like, "Yeah, man,
Okay.
it's so
so
fucking
fucking
good."
good.
Yeah.
okay. My point with this one is like that is kind of how we currently do react to violence, though.
Yeah.
We
like
go
that.
ooga
That
booga?
is. Yeah.
I just saw Transformers in theaters. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
like,
exactly.
but it's also like just think about one of the most popular sports in America is football. There is literally a dude that was fucking in a coma for like 3 weeks,
Yep.
and the moment that he woke up, everybody went, "Okay, no, it's fine. That didn't happen. We can go back to watching these young men fucking destroy their spinal
Yeah.
cords."
Oh, the discourse surrounding his situation is bizarre.
It's
there were
insane.
a lot of anti-vaxxers
Yeah,
talking about
no, that was the craziest shit.
that was
Because they
wild.
straight up
That
were just
guy.
like they straight up were just like, "Oh no, if he didn't get the vaccine,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be in a
Yeah, he
coma." I'm
wouldn't
like,
do that.
What?
he like someone Goku punched his spine. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
It wasn't even that. He made a routine tackle. It wasn't anything like crazy.
Yeah,
This is the guy that like got up and fell. like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It was
And they really blamed it on the vaccine.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember
it
hearing
was
about this.
bizarre.
Okay, fuck this movie. Okay, can we just like actually get into the discussion?
Okay, hold on.
Because like, bro, it's so hard.
Let's abridge it in like fucking
just
30
fucking
seconds.
round it out.
Okay.
Round it out, Jesse.
So Terry
He's a
Crews,
dumb guy.
Terry Crews
Okay, dude,
gets
he likes
him
this
to like
movie.
be the secretary. Terry Crews like says he's gonna fix everything to get everyone off his back. He says, "Oh, you guys don't have crops because you're feeding it fucking brawny fucking Brando, yeah, Brando. That's it. Energy drinks, and yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, you guys should probably water the crops. That sort of like makes a difference." And they're like, "Nah, man, that shit's just in the toilet. Like that's so fucking weird and gay." And then he does it, and Brando goes broke. The economy goes to shit.
So they all get mad at him for not being able to grow crops.
And so they say he needs to go to 1 day of rehabilitation. And rehabilitation is you drive a little dildo punch-a-bug and you drive against people in like Megazord monster trucks
Yeah.
with giant drills acting as their own fucking...
That had to have been your favorite part.
Extremely foul.
It was...
Extremely,
and
like,
then fucking...
beef stew.
Beef stew or like
Do you wanna know
pure
something?
beef or whatever
Okay,
the fuck
hold on.
dude's
Fun-
name
fun-
was.
fun fact, you know who that was, right? You know who that was,
His
right?
name's Beef Supreme. Fucking
Beef
put some
Supreme.
Sorry,
Thank
Did I say
you,
beef
thank you.
stew?
You said
Yeah.
beef stew.
I'm so sorry. So Beef Supreme was played by Luke Wilson's older brother. That is the oldest Wilson. Is Beef Supreme.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Why
I got
wasn't
everyone
Owen
but
in
Owen.
Because Owen
What
had
do you
better
think?
things
He
to
had
do.
better things to do.
No, he
he was
didn't.
making cars.
No, Night at the Museum. Or was it both?
It was both.
It was both,
It was
probably.
He was
had to split his time
ka-chowing it
between
up.
the two.
Yeah.
He was lining McQueening.
Yeah, he was ka-chowing.
He was tomatering. I can make more verbs.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's just.
so,
okay.
yeah, no.
Let's
so
just get out of this movie,
he's
man.
he's gonna get fucked up by the monster trucks. One's too big. It gets fucked up on its own. It can't even make it out the gate. He basically dies, but he doesn't die, and somehow he kills the other 2 monster trucks, and everyone in those dies except for Wilson, who just has a flamethrower. But then they find out that water actually helps plants, and they have plants, and he's heralded as the hero and like the greatest IQ, and now everyone needs to listen to him. But he wants to escape to the past, and
They finally go into the time machine, which is a ride, which is
Maya Rudolph's like, nah, I'm staying because I'm not gonna fuck around with Upgrade. If I don't need to worry about him over here, I'm fucking staying. I can ride out this whole like prostitution thing because like she was charging by the hour and making a dude wait for 2 days.
I think yeah.
Genius.
And then like she ended up having to like go to prison
Because
and then
she didn't put out?
Yeah, and then she got like a presidential pardon because
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
And then after like Joe does this whole thing, President Camacho, Andre Mountain Dew, whatever the fuck, gives him his presidential pardon. So he's back in power. He doesn't want to go anymore because Maya Rudolph's saying, he's like, you are the only person with an IQ that I can like fucking even stand being around. So I guess I'll stick around too because God, these people are helpless and I feel so weird about it. And then she, is still a painter. So they have a couple kids. She totally does her profession and paints her husband. And did you see the post?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen this movie many times.
I've never knew
I've seen
about
this
the
movie
post
many
credits.
times.
That post-credit
The
scene.
So the
It was
post-credit
great.
scene is Upgrade comes out in like a purple and white fur
Pimp
pimp
suit.
coat.
Out
And,
of yet another like
Government time
yeah,
machine.
the Idiocracy cinematic universe is one that needs to come back.
agreed.
He gets up and he goes, well, it's time to get this out. And Pimp walks off screen.
Yeah.
And it is amazing.
checking out like everyone else is like, oh, I can make this work.
I can make this
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
literally he's going to run the country.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like,
But he would also just be a legit businessman at
he
that
would. He
point.
would.
Yeah.
He would run.
No, he would.
He would have his trap full.
Yeah.
The thing is that like that is the best joke in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
sad part.
For sure.
It's like the entire rest of the movie is just like immediate. It's TikTok where it's just
Yeah.
immediate payoff. There's the setup and it's immediately resolved. It's all straight up in your
but,
face
like,
and
the
nothing, like
resolution,
no thought in any of it.
The resolution isn't even
Satisfying.
satisfying.
No.
It's just like I don't know.
It's like, did you want him to go to the past?
It is just because we are a little bit too old for this movie at this point.
That's-
Because
yeah.
you know, if I'm watching this as a 13-year-old, I'd think it's the funniest shit on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
literally.
yeah.
But watching it as a 30-year-old, I'm like, okay, well, maybe let's not do that.
Yeah.
That one is a stinky.
Yeah.
It made me question some of these people's acting choices a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Not acting choices, but like career choices. Like, you know, this is Terry Crews early in his career, right? Or he's like mid.
Yeah, I think it's mid
He's
career.
mid,
He
yeah.
hasn't. I mean, this is after White Chicks, but
Oh, right. Yeah, this is at the man. What Terry
but
Crews?
like,
Good for him,
bro. White Chicks,
Dude,
You know what I mean?
he like it's. I think he's gone on record saying that it's like one of his favorite roles. He based his like President Camacho character on like some preacher who was like really fucking popular back in like 2006 or whatever, who was known for like he's like, oh yeah, he's all charisma, but everything he says is just bullshit. Like
I know
that's who he
exactly who you
based
were
the
talking
performance
about.
on.
Oh, why don't I remember his name?
And he was like, he had a really good time with it. And he's like, yeah, you know, no one knows about it though, because, you know, Costco and Carl's Jr. and all these companies found out about what we said about their companies in this movie as release date was like around the corner. And then they just pulled all of the funding to like
wow.
It wasn't.
all the funding for,
For the
like
marketing and
advertising.
everything? Yeah, okay.
Realistically, right? I think the politics of this movie are actually pretty okay.
Yeah.
I like the entire thing of explaining why Brondo is coming out of water fountains is because like the deregulation of everything in America led to a company literally being able to buy the FDA.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the EPA, yeah. That was
And
That-
so
And yeah.
and it's like in 2006, sure, this might have been a little bit hyperbolic. I think that like making that kind of commentary in 2006 was definitely tongue in cheek, and we didn't really think that it would get this far. But 17 years later, with how much funding that has been cut from government institutions like the FDA, how much regulation has been taken away from industry in general, we're living pretty close to.
we're on that same timeline.
We are
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
same timeline.
Yeah.
We
We're
are definitely
pretty close
on the
to it.
descent right
I
now.
was
Yeah.
telling Ralph that this movie was the world Trump wanted. Like, this is the America
Yeah.
Trump wanted.
This
Okay.
movie is Marjorie Taylor Greene personified.
There you go.
Thank you. I know that I've been shit talking a lot of libertarians, including on last week's episode.
Well, good.
But this is like this movie is what a libertarian wants the world to be.
Exactly.
And realistically, right? A lot of this comes from the de-education and like the conscious choice to remove intellectual like stimulation from children. Like Greg Abbott is trying to do this in Texas right now. He is
Yes.
trying to basically abolish public schools, and like this is a
DeSantis- I
really
think
really
DeSantis is
stupid and like reactionary conversation to have because it's idiocracy, right? Like this is like
Yeah.
I understand how fucking stupid I sound, but like the end result of the end goal of it is essentially this. Where
Right.
but instead of it being everybody is stupid, it's like anybody that was not born into wealth or exists within the class of wealth is going to be like this. You are going to be bumbling fools that do not have access to education, do not have access to a way for you to move up the social ladder and make a better life for yourself and change your family for generations. You are stuck there. And that is what Greg Abbott is actively trying to do in Texas.
Yeah.
There was kind of a-
DeSantis is doing the same thing in Florida.
The bit that Ralph was he mentioned it while we were watching the movie. He was like, his joke was like, the year is 2505. This world that Idiocracy is in is just America. The rest of the world is totally fine. Like they just closed off the U.S.
Oh yeah.
It's like
100%.
And like that's yeah, essentially you are right.
And the thing is, in this timeline, they're definitely like if they still recognize that it's a country, if it is still a whole country or whatever, 100% is like, yeah, America's like the best. We have like the most money. Yeah, man. Like,
I mean,
fuck those guys.
Like essentially that is what's happening right now.
yeah, no, that's what I'm
this
saying.
is-
But it's like the worst part is that the people with money are the idiots. Like they're the dumb ones. You know what I
That's-
mean?
Yeah.
They're the only ones that are dumb enough to be huffing the juice of American exceptionalism.
Yes.
Because at this point we can see the empire crumbling around us, and like those of us that are looking at this from an objective lens, we accept that it is crumbling because every empire has to fall eventually.
Yeah.
And whether you fall gracefully or absolutely catastrophically is up to us, right? But the people with not, I shouldn't say the people with the most power, but the people that are the most politically inclined, those are the ones that are still in the realm of delusion. Like we haven't even reached the point of acceptance yet in our cycles of grief to be able to like understand that the empire is falling. We are still lying to ourselves, saying that like, no, America's still the best country. Like we still control a bunch of shit, but like the reality is, at any point, the rest of the world can move off of the U.S. dollar. Like they can just choose to like operate with the Chinese. I don't remember what their.
They're like, hey, yeah.
I don't remember what their. I know the abbreviation is RMB, but I don't know what like the actual English word for it is.
Yeah, I don't.
Is. But essentially,
rubies.
No, that doesn't.
But yeah, it's like the Rick and Morty bit, where if at any point the one changes to a zero,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Complete collapse.
and like that is the world that we live in. We are precariously perched on like the highest cliff,
Yeah.
and like the only way that we're not freaking out is by putting a blindfold on ourselves.
And they kind of blindfold us sometimes, you know, with these algorithms
because
that
instead
kind
of
of
like
followed us.
instead of walking down from the cliff, they're like, hey, if you want to get it over with, you could just like
Jump off.
jump. Like,
Yeah.
well, we won't know that we jumped if we're blindfolded.
Yeah. It's
Or, like,
America
maybe-
just for like doesn't have object permanence.
Or maybe we're just Looney Tunes, and if we don't look and we blindfold ourselves, we can walk off the cliff and be okay.
Yeah,
We won't fall.
that definitely is what it feels like sometimes.
My point was just like, it's like you're saying, like the TikTok future things where they're trying to keep your attention to only be like a few seconds long.
Yeah.
There was like I saw a movie over the last weekend. There was a trailer for a movie that like kept cutting like scenes every like 2 seconds. I'm like, bro, this is like hyping up my ADHD. Like I can't focus on what the fuck this trailer is. And it's like seems on purpose after a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to like give us more like, you know,
It's the
algorithm.
beastification of content.
So this is the thing.
yeah.
I don't think,
I know
that
what you mean.
I don't think that that's necessarily new. Like I don't.
No,
I don't
think it's new either, but
think
like
that the short attention span thing is new. I think that everybody has always had a short attention span, but like up until about 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have literal like supercomputers in our hands that allow us to like
distract
ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
and yeah, I don't know. Even I have a hard time sitting down for 2 hours to watch a movie. Like, and I love movies.
Right.
I absolutely love movies and films.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is essentially just like the TikTok culture. Like that is what it feels like. But I also know that isn't inherently like reactionary response.
It's like new or anything. It's it's
Yeah.
well-worn news, but like, what are we gonna do about it? You know what I mean? What's interesting is that like you were saying, you can't sit and focus and watch like a movie at home. I 100% agree. I can't like sit and go and like look at something. I like sit on my couch and watch a movie for an hour and a half. But if I go to a movie theater, or am I forced to sit in this really nice seat and eat popcorn and shit, I can eat up the whole movie. I don't get distracted by anything. The streaming services over that will prey on the fact that you've already seen a lot of movies. You just want to rewatch them.
Yeah.
But imagine like watching a new movie like at home. It's like if I watched the new Spider-Man movie at home, I would have gone up and done like 10 different things.
Oh, yeah.
But I watched it in the theater, so I was like, okay, I sat and I focused and I watched the whole thing. I was like, okay, I absorbed it as much as I can. I need to watch it again. This new movie was so fast.
Oh, the new one? Yeah.
So fast. But like, it's. I don't miss it. We're kind of from that mid-generation where we also like went to theaters for stuff, but we also have the access to so many movies on streaming services.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there is constant, consistent access to means to distract ourselves from kind of observing our own reality, because if you exist and you are solely, or like you are constantly in a state of anger and disappointment for because of like like the current reality that we live in, you're just gonna want to fucking kill everything. Like you're either gonna want to kill yourself, or like you're going to be downtrodden the entire time. So like a lot of the times we find our escape by streaming services, and like it used to be fine, but like the content has also just gotten really bad in recent years.
I think it's not even like the content's got bad. It's like people have like become okay with passable content.
Yeah, nobody cares about their content anymore.
Yeah,
I think everybody
yeah,
is very much so like they're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want something to distract them for a little bit. They don't want stories or characters.
Yeah. The content, I think like good content has become less and less profitable as like time has gone on.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is so weird. Sorry, I don't mean
No. You can go ahead with your point.
It doesn't make any sense to me in that sense where like good content doesn't like bring in or like isn't popular because like why? I mean,
okay, well, so for every single person that is either you, myself, or like anybody else that's sitting here that's like, oh, we want fresh content. There's like 92 people that are like, no, just give me more Marvel. And like, who is gonna win? Us or the 92 other people? Because for every single one of us, there's 92 others.
Because they don't think because they're like, oh, we like Marvel because it's the only thing we've seen for the last 10 years.
It is also because of the current landscape of the entertainment industry. Because there are literally 6 companies that own everything.
Yeah.
So like,
and they all keep consolidating and everything too, and then copying each other. And then since there's less like actual individual things that aren't under a bigger umbrella.
Yeah.
Like once you see one thing, then 3 other people need to do it, and that's the only fucking thing that you see.
And I mean, like that is something that this movie kind of touched on in a really tongue-in-cheek kind of way, talking about how Brondo became like the consolidated supplier of sustenance for people.
Yeah.
And it's like we
Sponsored
have
by
given
Carl's Jr.
Oh man.
But essentially, like we have given companies this amount of power over our existence. Not to the same degree, obviously. Like it is still like
we're still a ways away from that.
We still have some choices that we can make, but in terms of entertainment, we've almost completely given away our choice. Like we don't have a say in anything anymore, because of the first big thing is the Disney Fox merger.
That was huge. I think that was the beginning of the downfall.
And then now you have
even after they grabbed Marvel, it was like, whoa, what?
And then when they got Lucas, it was
Lucas. As soon as they got Lucas,
as soon as they got Lucas,
on the
that was
coffin.
And like that is kind of what it feels like. Like Disney is just Brondo.
I can't wait till we get Water by Disney. Like we just get like.
Well, I mean, like I think that's what A24 is. I think that A24 is the Water response to Disney's Brondo. Honestly,
I like A24 though.
So A24 gives a lot of independent filmmakers the chance to tell their stories, but the reality is those movies don't make the money that Marvel brings.
Right.
And
I think the thing with Marvel too is it's one of those things where it's like it's all we've known for like the last fucking almost 20 years now. And in those 20 years, there's a whole other generation of kids who were born when Iron Man came out, and now they're in their 20s, and it's literally all they've known. To them, like when movies come out, like there's going to be superhero movies. Like they don't know anything else.
Like, but I think the problem with it is that the entire. This is going to sound really pretentious, but the art form of cinema is gone. I don't think that people truly appreciate cinema for what it was. And
I don't think they know what it was.
No. Like people our age definitely should. It is your fault if you don't actively go out and seek good cinema. That is your fault, right? Like you have the options. We have services that allow you to watch all of this, like classic movies and even just more indie films, right?
AMC stubs.
They make it an easy choice for a reason. Like, to see those.
And so like, if you have kids and you feel as though cinema is an extremely important art form that needs to be cherished and like maintained, if you're not showing your kids classic cinema at like an appropriate age, why are you looking at other people around you and being like, oh, it's like Disney's fault that like my kids only know this shit? It's like, no, you it's the same way that like I know classic Hong Kong action movies because of my parents. It's the same way that you know fucking Caddyshack, right?
And it's the same way that Ray and I know some like classic Bollywood movies.
Yeah.
And
like,
also like old Tamil Hollywood.
Yeah,
they
old
call it
Tamil
Tollywood.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's-
those
yeah,
movies as well.
and so
You
it's
guys
like
got 2 Hollywoods?
yeah.
Oh, what do you mean 2? There's like 15.
Oh, dude, I thought
India
all
is
of it was
huge,
Bollywood.
bro.
Yeah.
India is smaller than America, but got 3 times the people.
Yep.
Yeah. There's
So
like,
because they're like so
They got T-Series.
the onus is not on the production studios to like maintain the interest in cinema.
Right.
The only thing that we can blame them for is essentially removing the democratic ability of the consumer. Because if
Right.
we want to go to a movie theater, there is no choice.
Right.
They will only show Marvel, whatever Sony's putting out, and like all of the Disney movies,
remakes,
pretty
right?
much, yeah.
Every now and then you might get like a really popular A24 release, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. But otherwise, like the choice has been taken away from us. So unless you are actually like a cinephile or somebody that is just extremely like chronically online that wants to watch weird shit, like
Yeah.
you have to go actively search out those movies.
Right. And I think that it's also important to do your best to try to preserve. I know at least movies to some degree are, at least like being preserved to some substantial degree, at least, because I know a few of them are going to like the Library of Congress as like yeah. I do know that with video games specifically, like a lot of the classics are starting to be lost as the hardware used to run them are dying, and the companies that own the games themselves aren't releasing them in that way. Like you can't
Shout out
emulate
to
them.
Nintendo.
Yep. Shout out to Nintendo.
Yeah. And it all kind of comes back to the representation of Brando in this movie, where like the only thing that matters is the profit margin.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
like there is no sense in doing something for the passion of it, for any of that, when you're not guaranteed like 180% return on investment.
Right.
Or some shit like
Right.
that, right? Again, I know that it is absolutely ridiculous to have this deep of a conversation about Idiocracy, but like this,
Yeah.
the commentary that the movie is making,
It's there.
even though it is wrapped inside of like the most juvenile bullshit.
12-year-old, 13-year-old
yeah.
humor. It's
Yeah.
this movie had
Oh.
the ability, had like the premise and like the setup to do a good commentary on it, but the story was just not there.
No.
I think.
Yeah, and I think like the creators of the movie knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's because if you were to
Because if it's just commentary, no one's going to want to watch it. But if it's like, if we cater to the least common denominator, enough people will see it where people will like start to get it.
Yeah, I mean, so going into this movie, I saw that the director Mike Judge, he directed Office Space, and I love Office Space.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I came into it expecting a lot. Frankly, I came into expecting a lot more substantial commentary because Office Space is a fantastic piece.
Is that the Red Stabler movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and a lot of the actors in that movie appear in this one.
Yeah.
Like Office Space is such a good like commentary on just general office culture and the state of working, but I was expecting more from this movie just based on that, and I think that's just my mistake. Like I probably should have.
No, I think that like the commentary that the movie is making is about the same as Office Space.
Like, look at what we're
there's
doing
just
right
as
now.
much there.
Uh-huh.
There's as much there. You know
The
what I
approach
mean?
to doing it was just different.
Yeah,
because
it is
it's-
inherently
Okay.
different because once you go past the point of critiquing office culture, and you are now talking about the inherent damage that corporations do to our country, it is a
I
lot
see.
harder to gain
Okay.
funding, and it is a lot harder to wrap that message up in a way that allows for the movie to be viewed by like the general public. Mainly because of years upon years upon years of propaganda, Red Scare propaganda specifically,
Yep.
talking about the evils of communism and socialism.
Yep.
The moment that you start critiquing corporations people start getting real weird about it.
Yeah.
Because everybody starts talking about how like, oh, but we have so much choice, but they don't see past there's 67 different kinds of fucking cereals. Like that is the only thing that they can see.
They don't see that General Mills is on all of them.
So Vasilios and I were having this conversation earlier today, talking about how like films are the most reactionary type of media, because regardless of what the messaging that you want to spread in your movie, it essentially has to be manicured in a way that allows for the typical suburbanite to be able to for it to be easily accessible by the suburbanite population, because we are the main population that has the money to go out and watch a movie like every weekend if we really wanted to. So when you talk about antitrust stuff, and you're talking about corporations, and you're talking about wealth inequality and classism and all of that stuff, it makes and to me too, like my initial knee-jerk reaction is always to feel uncomfortable about it, because a mirror is being shoved in your face, and the person on the other side is saying, hey, look at it. You are not morally superior to those that are trying to oppress those beneath you. You are one of the oppressors. And that is a very hard pill to swallow. And I think that's why a movie like Idiocracy was made in the way that it was. Because if you tried to have actual poignant
if you try to make it thought-provoking instead of just basically just reactionary, and like we said earlier, catering to the most fundamental basis
of the middle class. It is catering to the middle class.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I see what you.
Or just the foundations of the most basic juvenile humor that everyone because there's still fucking 50-year-olds who make every other joke about their dick. You know?
Okay, well, I mean, that is just what reactionary humor is.
Yeah.
Because reactionary humor is not about cleverness. It's not about the setup. It's not about any of that. It is about
dicks
making other people uncomfortable.
Right.
And I think that this movie does a really good job showing that, of just this is the world that a certain group of people want us to live in.
Right.
They don't care how uncomfortable you are. They just want this for all of us. Yeah. And shout outs to Greg Abbott, I said before.
I will say, even though you did kind of rag on the Fisher-Price buttons, I think that is actually a really, really good idea for certain clinics, because if you have, especially with a language barrier, you can't properly communicate what treatment or what care somebody needs, and sometimes just having those images helps a lot.
Yeah,
because you can't
I mean,
I don't think I think it this movie has some it is kind of dark. Talking about it more.
I think the best part is it so accurately represents the user experience of all the services that we currently have, right? Like you see the woman and her child trying to get food out of the vending machine.
Oh, and and then it just gasses her when she doesn't have money.
Oh yeah, no, that's
and it's kind of no, this is a thing that just happens. There are so many families, specifically in Chicago, that do not have the funds to eat every single day. And what happens when that the services get CPS gets called in, right? It's, oh, you are unfit to be a mother because you are incapable of providing for your children, so we are going to take your children away and you are going to go to prison. That is just the reality that we live in, but that's not funny. That's not easy for a middle class family to see. Because
so they have SpongeBob say it to make it a ha funny.
Because even right now, we're having this conversation, and generally speaking, we try to keep it pretty lighthearted for the podcast. But I don't know. I feel Jesse inadvertently picked 2 movies in a row that just really helped with me being able to like be on my political bullshit.
Yeah.
So like, thank you.
I mean, this one, like, I kind of wanted you to.
Yeah.
That was kind of the point.
Because like I also just need to let the viewers understand that I'm not stupid. Like I'm not actually on my bullshit all the time.
Yeah.
I am like capable of cognizant thought.
Guys, he's not like.
However,
he's not like
I
other
still can't
podcasters,
tell
guys.
what side of the spectrum you're on.
No, I think I made it pretty clear.
He is the
After this
No, earlier
conversation.
you were like, no, you have no. I love this because I don't like. You have no idea. It's like, no, I'm clueless.
So
After
like,
last week in the Libertarians and this week, nah,
Yeah,
no clue.
I mean, I think like I think the other thing is like specifically with that scene too. It's also just showing what life can be like in impoverished areas that are underserved.
Yep.
So you're in food deserts. Like
Yeah.
the only kind of food that you have is
The only thing-
fast food.
Exactly.
And the only thing that we like see them eat because the actual food's out in the vending machines. So
Yeah.
the only food we see them eating is the fucking paste.
Yeah, and I mean like that is kind of what
Close to home.
it's what reality kind of is
Right.
for people that live in the inner cities of every major city. It's not region locked. Like that is something that you see everywhere that you go in impoverished areas. And like yeah,
It's locked to those areas because of the lack of like money flowing through the communities.
yeah, and it also comes from like NAFTA, right? Like a lot of manufacturing jobs that used to be able that those people in those communities used to be able to get in order to provide for their families are all gone now. What do we have left? We have major corporations like Walmart, Amazon,
who don't pay their people.
who like tout, we start pay at $16 an hour, but you know you're working in inhumane conditions.
Right.
Inhumane
Walmart
conditions.
doesn't let their fucking people get any kind of benefits.
Yeah.
They cut their
And,
hours to
like,
make sure that they don't
The
need
craziest shit is you have hooting chuds telling you that it's your fault that you're in this position when
Yep.
when the
mind-boggling.
reality of it is like you are incapable of empathy for these people because like you have never had to work like that. You say that a minimum wage job is not supposed to be able to help support a family.
to. That's
because-
literally what they did a generation ago.
But it's literally because your dad owns a fucking hardware store. Like you're never gonna have to worry about this shit a day in your life. Or you own a restaurant, like the laziest group of people on the fucking planet. Like
Landlords. Owning a restaurant still has
same thing.
Like, well, I mean, one has to like cook every day.
No, if you
No, you
own the
don't.
restaurant
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
you
True,
hire
true,
a
true,
chef,
true, true, true,
you don't have to
true.
do anything.
Yeah,
Literally.
you don't have to do
True,
shit.
true.
They're-
Sorry, I'm thinking about the homies over at Boba Burger. Shout outs, guys.
yeah,
you guys
like-
are dope.
This is the most serious we've ever talked about anything, and this is about Idiocracy.
Yeah.
yeah.
The movie. Yeah. Wow,
Well, I
can't-
mean, I
No,
think like
it's
Eric
like
said, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, I think that is kind of the point of this episode specifically because if you try to just watch this movie at face value, like you are doing yourself a disservice. Like you are treating yourself like Frito.
what if I am Frito?
Don't.
I mean, like the one thing
Oh,
about the movie that
sir.
was like super cute was like how everybody's name was just a name brand of food.
Yeah.
Frito, Hormel.
I
There
did
was
not
yeah.
catch that.
Hormel Chavez. I think
Yeah,
was his name or
yeah.
something like that.
There was just a fucker named Hormel.
Can we
was
talk
the-
about how Frito, the main characters have like 3 kids, but Frito has like 30
37? Yeah.
Like, because he's got 8 wives.
But again, going back into the serious shit, like people constantly talk about like the falling birth rates in this country specifically, but it's all happening in our age bracket
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
and our
yeah.
socioeconomic group,
Mhm.
and that is because one, we are educated enough to know how to use contraception. We have
Remember.
access to contraception.
I think what's scary about it, though, at the same time, is I feel like there's some people in this same group who, like, the same people who, like, can't reflect and, like, show empathy, see, like, that beginning sequence and be like, nah, no, this is the problem.
Yeah,
Poor people, like,
just
that
breathe
was the
more,
point that I was
and-
trying to get I was trying to get to. It's like dumb people that think that their genes are gonna save the world, that want to like impregnate every woman that they interact with. No, you're doing the thing that is going to lead us to idiocracy.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like you're actually doing the thing that's leading us to idiocracy. Whereas the people that are being a little bit more cautious about bringing a person into this world, I think for the most part, have become a little bit too introspective. We can see, the ship's fucking burning. We're not trying to bring another human being into like. We don't want to add more fuel to this fire, because if we don't have the ability to leave this world in a better place for our children, and we are still choosing to bring them into this world, what does that make us?
Yeah.
We are signing them up for a life of despair, essentially.
Especially if you can't afford having kids.
Yeah.
Because like you have to put them in a school, right? And if you put them in an underfunded school, they have a chance of getting shot. But if you pay enough to get them to like a private school, obviously they're going to be okay. It's the same. Like, the fact that wealth and intelligence and education are all tied together is not the best for our system, I think.
Yeah,
and as long as people are stupid enough to think that that the solution isn't like putting more care and like money into those systems that cater to those like in those situations, as long as people think that's not the solution, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, because we have
even on the news talking about like the mayor and like people in Chicago being like, well, it starts with like we gotta hire more cops and everything, and like, oh well, the mayor wants to do this whole thing where like he puts money into communities, but that's a long-term solution, but we need to like do some changes and stuff now. Like, well, do you guys want to address the problem at its core, or do you just want to arrest more people?
This is the craziest shit. Chicago, like Illinois, as a whole state, has I believe it's like 44 cops per 10,000 civilians. That is the highest number in the country.
Wow.
By like, I think we're ahead of New York by like 2.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
How?
Okay.
So how crime?
Because like.
So sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, we kind of did need that. We kind of did need that comic relief a little bit.
We did. Very well timed.
It is because of the fact it's like, what is a crime?
Yeah. I think I do remember reading about how a lot of what we consider crime is solely based on like legal definitions, like specifically with like. If you look at like the monetary damages of like like larceny and theft versus like wage theft and those other things, like wage theft is so much more monetarily damaging than other forms of theft, but the other forms of theft are way more prosecuted and handled by the law enforcement than wage theft.
And like I'm not gonna be patronizing to you guys. You guys know why. Like you definitely know
exactly.
Of course.
And like so the thing that always drives me insane with like we need more police is it doesn't do anything, because as we have shown in this state, we have the most cops per capita, right? Like this is just something that I'll send you guys the link to the graphs. It was on Hassan's stream. But he did it with FD Signifier a couple days ago.
I saw that after it happened. I was a little sad.
And it's like, okay, if we have the most cops per capita, and we're not the biggest city in the world.
We're not. No, we're not the biggest city in the country.
We're like fourth.
Yeah.
We're not even the most densely populated city in our country, and we have that many cops.
Yeah,
if
it's like
if that is not enough for us to stop the spread of crime, what the fuck is the harm in trying something else? Why do we have to constantly throw more money into
protecting property?
Okay, so the thing is, like, I understand that they're like this is gonna delve deeper into a conversation that we're probably gonna have in the post pod, but not all cops are bad. Like, we are friends with a cop. We understand that there are cops that are good people that we hang out with, but the institution of policing is inherently racist.
Yeah.
It has always been racist, and it is there to protect capital. That is all that the police are there for. That is why it is the only public service that still gets public funding, because the capitalists still have use for it. Like, it is only because they can't have a true privatized like military force to protect their interests that we still have funding for the cops. And every fucking year, we still hear more and more cops complain about how they're underfunded, how they don't have enough equipment. I'm like, why do you need military-grade equipment to, like, deal with teenagers? Actually, why do we need that? The inherent issue with policing in this country is that there is no end. There is a constant escalation of militarization for the police force, and like you can kind of even see it in this movie with like you have cops pulling up with fucking rocket launchers for one car.
Oh yeah, they
For real.
and instead of like arresting, because they don't know that they've escaped the car, they just start shooting it immediately.
And this movie was made in 2006. This is before the rise of social media being able to document all of the cases of insane police brutality.
Yeah.
And like the thing that drives me up a fucking wall when we have conversations about police brutality in this country is that we still have idiots talking about how it's not real.
I can't believe that for a split second.
We see it. Like you at this point you just have to let go of the fact like these people just don't care. Like they actually just see a man getting the life snuffed out of him on camera and just go, yeah, but I mean,
he had it coming.
What boggled my brain was the amount of people who were like, yeah, that was fucked up and that shouldn't have happened. And when there were riots, they're like, oh, these fucking people are fucking crazy. This is so fucking absurd.
Yeah, but those are the same people that vote blue. Those are the same people. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
And
because that is what American liberalism does.
Yeah.
Because it is fine for you to go march. It is fine for you to take action and march in the streets and like support a cause. But the moment that there is even a slight chance that you are going to be inconvenienced because the riots are breaking out close to your home, that's the moment that you go, no, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Why are you doing that?
You can riot, just not in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like it's literally that exact
That is
energy.
what it is. And those are the like because the people that vote red, those people straight up were already like, why are they protesting? Why are they marching? That guy deserves to die.
Because there's still some people who like could acknowledge like because they saw the video of the guy getting knelt on his neck. Like there were still people voting red who were like, yeah, that's fucked up. But like, you know, all the violent reaction of everything is like these fucking people aren't people, they're fucking animals, blah 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 blah. Like all that shit. That's still
because he was kind of saying that like the people's response to that action of what
I'm just saying that they're still also on the red. Like the ones on the blue are still like they're still doing it, but they're more like, oh, why?
Well, the
But
reason
that's
why
the same response.
Exactly. It's like they want the liberals' response always is like, we got to defund the police, and they're like, but why? It's necessary. That's always like the argument.
It's not.
No, because I thought the red was the more like, no, why would we do that? And the blue was like still defund it.
I mean, like, yes, you are right, because the whole defund the police thing was a fucking mess because no one understood.
So dumb.
No one understood what the fuck they were trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
But the people protesting and the people they're protesting against.
But the point being is why would you do that? And oh my God, they're animals. That's the same response.
Exactly.
That is the same exact response. It is regardless of which side is doing it. But all I'm saying is that most of the time, the people that were the most vocal about the like rioting stuff, yeah, you are probably right. They are more so on the red, because they're the ones that are the most like politically activated people that are like on Facebook constantly posting.
Is it
because they're trigger happy? They see that going down.
Reactionary.
Yeah.
But that's
the
the part that's so sad. It's like this is someone died and they have to make a political reaction to it for some reason.
Well, okay. To be completely fair, like that was a political issue, not in the way that it was used by like the Democratic Party as well as the Republicans. it is a political issue because like the issues of racial inequality in this country is inherently political. The only way that it's going to change is through policy. Like there's nothing else that can be done aside from policy change. But you have a party that is very much so open-faced saying, no, we want to go back to 1776 where I can like own a black person. And you have like the other side that says they don't want to own a black person, but like really if push comes to shove and like the profit margins are
the 1950s
are
okay.
They wouldn't.
Yeah. We're fine with 1942 where like you can go over to Germany to fight to liberate another country, but when you come back here, you better not use my water fountain.
Yeah.
Sorry, this episode got real fucking serious.
Jeez, man.
But I don't know.
Just wait till the post-pod, folks.
Like a lot of things have happened in the past couple of weeks that have constantly made me think about that has like made me think about this a lot more.
And we're not even gonna like start on the courts. We'll save that. I don't know if you saw that thing that I sent you.
Yes, I fully watched it this morning. We'll talk about
later.
That.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, it is absolutely insane that it took Idiocracy to finally break me out of doing bits. I can't believe that it took. I can't believe that it took Idiocracy to bring me out of doing bits.
You'd just be like, "There's nothing funny about this movie."
Yeah.
I cannot make a single bit.
Yeah. Like I had to get it out of my system in the first like 20 minutes, but after that point, no. We had to be here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think that goes to show, I guess, the level of humor in this movie, because it was, a lot of quick humor, like the payoffs happened almost immediately, that you're sort of forced to, think about it in a more holistic and
for sure.
I think it's one of those things where like after like you've seen it the first time and after time passes, like, you understand like that's all the stuff, and then like everything else that was subtext all of a sudden is coming through a lot more
clearly.
Like, on that
It's like
second watch after all that time.
It's like you only see the subtext.
Right.
You don't see the dumb
Exactly.
jokes.
Yeah.
Which is I think pretty cool because we got to see this as like
Yeah.
somewhat jaded adults. No, I'll say jaded. We're pretty jaded. Yeah.
All right.
Before we sign off and do ratings, I would like to reiterate once again, Dev Cameron, the invitation for you to come onto this podcast is
To
still
save me?
open. Please save me. They are going to make me watch another Dumb Guy movie next week. I am sure.
I don't know about that.
Wait. Can we just shout out celebrities that come to save us? Is that a thing?
No,
If
that's his thing.
That's my thing. You can't do my
okay.
thing.
Gal Gadot, if you're listening.
No,
All right.
no.
Shout outs to my boy BB. How you doing over there, bud?
All right, ratings.
I'm telling you, if you give me, you don't even gotta give me millions. You give me like $100,000, I'll be over there. I'm in the IDF.
Oh,
Yo,
no.
you want me to blow up a 14-year-old? I got you. What's up?
Okay, see,
Now, when
now
you
we're
say
back to
blow
not
up-
knowing what side of the spectrum he's on.
Yeah. Now, when you say blow up a 14-year-old, what do you mean?
You know what I mean.
What's the ratings? What do
You
we
know
do?
what I mean.
We start with the guests.
Oh, Ralph, go ahead.
Oh, God.
Out of 10.
Out of 10. So, when I first watched it last night, I think I told Ray, I was like, this is like a 2 out of 10. But after, this discussion, I think I would probably bump this up to a solid 6 out of 10. I think the introspection that this movie gave me was a little more than I was expecting, frankly. After watching it. Before watching it, I expected introspection. Didn't get it initially, but now I got it. So,
Like, it's all the dick jokes. Look closer.
Look hard.
You got to really peel it back.
you really do.
Gotta hit him with that Rafiki knowledge.
Happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride.
Okay. Ray, go ahead.
I give this movie 1 outdated slur out of 10 outdated slurs.
Damn. All right, that's fucked up.
We're gonna go ahead and give this one. It's right in the middle. 5 bings, 10 bongs.
I agree with 6. I'm right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Wait.
like just for being able to like do both, where it's like when you watch it as kids, like I remember this movie because you remember it. You don't like really want to go back and watch it, and then like when you do 10 years later, it's like,
this is fucked.
Oh.
Yeah. It is a
quite the accomplishment.
It was fun. What are we watching next week?
Next week, I've been meaning to watch this movie also for years. This one is not Team 4-Star related, so don't worry about that being the meme. But I have talked with you about it numerous times, and since I am losing the Let's Watch Anything privilege, and I can't think of anything else, next week we're going to watch Logan, because I have still never seen Logan. And that might be something else where you can keep going on the political.
Oh, no. He's going to talk about Social Security. Austerity's a bitch.
Just putting this out there, Dove Cameron, you're still invited to come on this podcast. Maybe not next week. I can still be on my bullshit.
Maybe back on my
All right.
bullshit.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.